Hey, wait a minute. But what if I don't want to connect two nests to the same outworld? How do I close the ports if I don't need to use them? Luckily, Aesthetic Ants thought about it. Hi guys. Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the Bruma Ants channel. In this video I'm going to make a little review of this cool outworld made by Aesthetic Ants. Let's see if it's any good. If you are interested, you can easily find this outworld on the Aesthetic Ants online shop at www.aestheticants.com, along with many other ant-related products. You can find the link to the store in the description of this video. Here it is. The Aesthetic Ants outworld. This product is currently available in 3 different sizes, and 2 different colorations. On the Aesthetic Ants online shop, you can choose between the small, medium, or large models. The building structure is very similar in the 3 versions, and the only main difference, as you can imagine, is the size of the product. You can also choose the color of the 3D printed parts, which are available in matte white and transparent. The one that I'm showing you right now is the medium version, with the matte white 3D printed parts. Now let's take a look at the lid. As you can see, this outworld has a uniquely shaped lid. In most of the outworlds currently available on the ant keeping market, the lid is usually square or rectangle shaped, with a very basic design. Unlike those outworlds, this one has an elliptical shaped lid, and the small top handle features a unique and modern design. The lid is fairly sized, it's not too large and not too small, and has the right amount of space for the usual cleaning and feeding maintenance. The top section of the outworld has also lots of space to apply the escape prevention oil. I find this to be one of the most important features in an outworld, a must that every outworld should have. Having a horizontal panel instead of a vertical one to apply the escape prevention oil, gives you 2 great advantages. First, you make it even harder for the ants to escape, as they have to climb an upside down surface, which is extremely more difficult than climbing a vertical one. Second, you do not have to disrupt the aesthetic of the outworld. If you're using an outworld that doesn't have a special horizontal section made specifically for applying the barrier, you have no other choice but to apply the barrier on the top section of the lateral panels. This creates an ugly looking oil stripe, which is also very likely to produce some drops that can fall all the way to the bottom of the outworld. The lid is extremely easy to remove, and the top 3D printed little sphere provides optimal grip to move the lid around with no problem. The lid fits perfectly inside the top opening, leaving no gaps through which the ants could escape. To access the outworld, the ants can travel through 2 entrance ports placed on opposite sides of the structure, one on the right and one on the left. These 2 special ports are made with the same 3D printed plastic used in every other component of the outworld, and are incredibly resistant to every type of physical stress. The size of the ports is large enough to house almost every species of ants, from the smallest Phytolus, to the largest like Camponotus. This particular type of port is the same one used in any other Aesthetic Ants nests, which means that they can be connected to one another without using any type of size adapter. Like on the Aesthetic Ants nests, the ports of this outworld include a really interesting feature. With these ports, you have the option of choosing between 2 different sizes of tubing. If you plan on housing a very large species of ant, you can opt for the largest alternative, and place the tube above the port. On the other hand, if the ants you want to house are not particularly large and voluminous, you can also decide to use a smaller tube, making it fit inside the port. I really like this multi-size solution, as it gives you the option of using this nest with almost every ant species. Hey, wait a minute. But what if I don't want to connect 2 nests to the same outworld? How do I close the ports if I don't need to use them? Luckily, Aesthetic Ants thought about it. With the outworld, you can also get these extremely useful little plastic caps, made specifically to close unused ports. With these tiny stoppers, you can close the entrances without leaving any gaps, preventing the ants from escaping from the unsupervised opening. This solution is much better than using a standard cotton stopper, as the plastic is almost impossible to penetrate, contrary to the cotton, which can be easily damaged by lots of species of ants. Like many other ant-keeping products, this outworld comes disassembled inside a plastic bag, in order to save space and money during the shipping process. On the bag, we find a QR code with the link to the website where you can find the instructions for building the Outworld. To be completely honest, the assembly process was not as easy as I had previously thought. I had a hard time sticking together some of the pieces, and in some spots there were little gaps between the acrylic parts. After unscrewing and screwing back some of the screws, the gaps got smaller and smaller. Now they are almost imperceptible, and the ants cannot possibly escape through them. Apart from this little inconvenience, in the end the building was successful, and I haven't encountered any other particular issue with the product. So, that's the Outworld. In conclusion, this is an amazing ant-keeping product. The Outworld is really well made, and the fact that it's perfectly compatible with the other Aesthetic Ants products, makes it the optimal choice if you want to create a setup using only items from this company. If you like product review videos like this one, I would definitely suggest you check out this other one. In this video, I review the Aesthetic Ants Wai-Tong Nest, listing the pros and cons of this type of material. See you soon in another video.